Hey, what's up, everybody? Steve Breach coming to you with another video. I came out with a video yesterday predicting that WrestleMania was going to get 1 million buys, and then today, someone leaks the WrestleMania 27 card for Atlanta. Looks like it's going to be an awesome, great show. Going back to talking about my video, I said some numbers in there and I was wrong, and basically that was it. I didn't look some stuff up. I just went with what I thought was in my mind, and I was wrong on some stuff. Got called down on it. Fuck it. It ain't the first time. It ain't the last time. I can tell you that some people in the comments thought I was smoking the ganj. All I can say is that I worked it early in the morning. Stevie Breach can pass a wellness test, and Stevie Breach stays away from the green. So moving on from that, putting that behind us, get a rundown the WrestleMania card real fast, and just give my thoughts on it. There are some things that catch my eye, and there are some things that doesn't make sense. So I'm not 100% sure this card's 100% accurate. I think this got posted everywhere. I think every dirt sheet site has it up on there. So I mean, there's some guys that you can tell right off the bat that aren't on the card. Some guys that are in some weird spots. So we'll just run through that real fast. Start at the bottom, work our way to the top. But working from the bottom, you got the U.S. title is going to be defended. It says Daniel Bryant against Sheamus. Obviously, they need something for Sheamus to do. Sheamus, the two-time world champ, had a great year last year, and there's no way he's going to get left off of the WrestleMania card. So these two guys are sort of getting paired up for no apparent reason I can see, and they're tying in the Divas into this match. You're gonna have Gail Kim in the corner of Daniel Bryan, and you're gonna have the Bellas in the corner and the Sheamus. I don't understand. This match seems like it's gonna be booked more around the relationship of Daniel Bryan and Gail Kim, and the failure of the Bellas to wrap up the deal. Um, all in all, we're gonna get a good wrestling match. I know Daniel Bryan can work about any style that comes at him. Sheamus, the big brawler, he's going to come at Bryant. And all I know is I hope we can get Daniel Bryan to give us those kicks, just kick the shit out of Sheamus, knock him down. And I see Daniel Bryan moving on from this with the United States title still. From there, we go on to the Stevie Breach, much hyped. Jerry Lawler versus Michael Cole. As said on Monday Night Raw, Jack Swagger is going to be in the corner of Michael Cole. He's going to be his trainer, I guess you can say, that's going to get him into ring shape and improve his wrestling ability. This has the special guest referee as Stone Cold Steve Austin, which is good for Stone Cold, makes sense. Good for the YWC and everybody that's gonna be watching it, because it'd be good to see Austin have another WrestleMania moment since his last one at 25 when he came out after the Hall of Fame, and just had that real just awesome moment in the sun. But it doesn't make much sense for Austin to be in this match. It honestly doesn't make much sense for this match even to be happening. Um, because the way that this match was put together is that Michael Cole got to pick his trainer, and his trainer got to be in his corner for the match, and also he got to pick the special guest referee. It was, it's sort of reaching, for a reason to find why he would pick Stone Cold out of anybody. I mean, if you would think he'd probably want to pick somebody that's in his corner, or somebody that he's a fan of, like Alex Riley, who is jobless, I guess, at the moment right now, or The Miz, but The Miz is wrapped up in the main event. So why he would pick Stone Cold, I have no idea. It'd make more sense to me if he picked JR. If they brought JR in to be the special guest referee, at least they can make it a point to be like, he wanted Jerry Lawler. Once he beat Jerry Lawler, he wanted JR to put the last nail in the coffin. It would also tie in the Oklahoma roots of Jack Swagger and Jim Ross. So with Austin there, it doesn't make much sense. I'm sort of hoping that this is just a failed rumor that somebody created, and we can just move on from there. All in all, move on to the next match. You got Mysterio against Cody Rhodes. I honestly am picking this as the best wrestling match that we're gonna get on the card, much like last year. Um, it wasn't my favorite match, but I think if you watch just for wrestling, last year Mysterio had my favorite match with CM Punk last year. I thought the story was really, really good, and the in ring, can't be knocked. And I think that's what we're gonna get from Mysterio and the rising Cody Rhodes. This had an awesome storyline on last week's SmackDown. I am honestly trying to stay away from the SmackDown spoilers this week, so I have no idea what progressed from this, but I'm sure a lot of people out there already know. but I'm going to be staying away as far as I can because this road to WrestleMania just seems very, very special. I think it's special because I'm going, but all in all, I'm expecting a lot out of this match. From there, we get the core is going to go up against Big Show, Kane, Kofi Kingston, and Christian. This seems to be sort of like the All Stars of SmackDown that don't have matches. It seems like Big Show makes sense for him to be the leader of this team since he is sort of the leader of SmackDown. He's sort of taken on that role ever since bragging rights. Kane doesn't make sense why he would be on this team. I'm guessing that they're going to have to do some sort of face turn on him, with him either trying to save the Big Show, I would guess, from an attack from the core, who the core has been going after for the past few weeks. Kofi and Christian. Christian's a real big surprise because a lot of people thought that he'd be added into the main event picture with him attacking Del Rio. But I guess he's going to let Edge have free reign on him and wait and pick up the scraps once WrestleMania is over to get some Del Rio revenge of his own. Next, we get a mixed tag. Morrison, Kelly, Trish Stratus against Ziggler, Layla, and Michelle McCool. Ziggler, as far as I know, is fired, and even Vicky's fired. So I don't know how Ziggler's even planning to get his niche in there to try to get his job back. It would have made more sense for Vicky Guerrero to try to save Ziggler's job by bringing Kelly back, but they pushed her back at the Elimination Chamber, and we've moved on from there. So how this match is going to go down, I have no clue. How you even tie in John Morrison, a Raw superstar, into a SmackDown heavy match, it doesn't make much sense to me, but honestly, I guess there's going to have a storyline, but a WrestleMania without John Morrison, it would be a real big knock to him. He's having a great year every week. He's getting pushed farther and farther up the card, minus last Monday, which he wasn't even on. But I mean, no one can knock the Morrison versus Miz match, the first Raw of the year this year. That was a great match, and I think they had their reasons for moving that match up and not letting it happen at the Rumble. I think they were a little bit scared about the star power, but once that match happened, I thought that we'd be getting more of Morrison in the main event once the Mania sort of died down. I understand them not putting him in there, well, I guess he was in the chamber, but not having the one-on-one success. But once Mania's over, I'm sure Morrison will climb up and gain that main event slot that he deserves. Not saying that he'll win the title anytime soon, but he deserves to be up there. And then we got the three big ones that everybody knows about. They've already been booked. Triple H against The Undertaker. That's going to be a great match. I think that's going to be the headliner. I think that's going to be the closer of the show. I think this story has a lot more to build on. Triple H sort of called out Taker and said that he only wanted to fight him because there's nothing else for him to do. He's done everything in the WWE, and the only thing that's a challenge for him would be to stop the Undertaker streak. Hopefully on Friday we'll get an Undertaker promo, and he'll be able to answer this. If not, they'll hold it off until Monday. They did promise an Undertaker appearance on SmackDown, so hopefully he will be doing that or doing something else to answer Triple H. Del Rio and Edge, great storyline that is building up from here. Hopefully we will be seeing Alberto Del Rio at Mania, holding up the world title, being the second time a heel has won the Rumble and moved on and won it. But I think it's Del Rio's time. He is a star that is on the rise, and he deserves to have that title. And it'd be fresh for SmackDown to have somebody at the top, even if it's like JBL. People can say all they want to about when JBL won the title, and everybody hated it because of who Bradshaw was, and that said that he didn't deserve it. He was a lifelong jobber, and just to have that title. But honestly, I think a lot of people turned into SmackDown at that time just to hate on JBL. But he did hold that title for the longest time in SmackDown history, and he carried that brand for a long, long time, even if he was fighting the Batista, Undertaker, and Big Show and others. But JBL carried that show the same way that I think Del Rio will. And even if it's a negative heat that fans are going to bring towards SmackDown, I think that it's worth it for Del Rio to be the champion. And then to close it out, John Cena against The Miz, The Rock, the special guest host. People are still crossing their fingers, but I guess The Rock will not be climbing back in the ring. But we can see at the end of Raw that they are building up the Cena versus The Miz, and that is the direction that they are going. And it's nice to see that The Miz finally wasn't on the afterburners of that. He did get his shots in on John Cena. And I think The Miz has proved a lot in the last year. And I do think this will be I do think this will go on after Del Rio and Edge. I think Del Rio and Edge will be on earlier in the night. And then this match will be before the Undertaker and Triple H match. But I think a lot of people will be surprised on how good The Miz will work this match with Cena. And I know Cena's not going to let anybody down in the WWE. He's carried the WWE on his shoulders for a number of years, and he's not going to go out and let this match suck. So Vince is putting a lot of stock in The Miz to have him in this match, and I don't think he's going to let us down at all. So this is why I think that Mania will be getting the million buys, and all for it. SmackDown, Raw, greater and greater, better stuff every week.